Thank you for joining us again here at the Fort Langley Jazz and Arts Festival. We are dancing, we are living the joy of jazz, and in this occasion, I have a very special guest. I cannot wait to hear your performance, and I am in awe with everything that you do. You're a Juno Award winner, vocalist, pianist, beautiful woman, Laila Biali. How are you? Thank you for joining us.
I'm thrilled to be here. This feels very special. You know, one of the first performances, although live to tape, that I've done in a long time. So, yeah, thank you for having me.
It's wonderful to have you here. You're born in Vancouver. You are living now in Toronto, and you're bringing us this musical, beautiful project. Tell me a little bit about who you're playing with today and what can we expect from your performance today?
Well, you're right. I am from the North Shore, and I have to tell you, it's been so nice. We've been out west for a couple of weeks now, and in our little family bubble, but driving around, enjoying all the sights, and it's really given me a hankering to move back to BC, I have to say. And I'm very grateful to have Jody Prosnick, who is from BC. She moved out to Montreal to study at McGill, and now living here with her family and her husband, Tilden Webb, who's an amazing jazz pianist. So she'll play bass. And then my husband, Ben Whitman, he's going to be playing drums. And I have to tell you, it's not every day that I get to have Ben with me on drums because we have a 10-year-old son, Josh,
Who is here as well.
He's here as well. He's part of the family package. But, you know, we can't always tour with him on the road, especially when school's in session and that sort of thing. So very happy to have Ben on drums.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what it means to you to be here in the Fort Langley Jazz and Arts Festival.
Well, this is my first time playing this festival, and Dave and I had communicated a few months ago, actually, pre-pandemic. We did a pre-release tour for my new album, Out of Dust. And, you know, they say hindsight is 20/20, and it is, because I was kind of admittedly a little frustrated going into that tour because, you know, it was before the album was officially out, and I thought, this just doesn't make any sense. Why are we touring an album that isn't out yet? And it had to do with different label release strategies and timelines. Initially, the album was supposed to come out in January. So I set up this big Western tour, and then everything switched with the release timeline, but I still had this tour. So I was playing at Bez Arts Hub, here in Langley, or I guess Fort Langley versus Langley. You have to tell, I'm embarrassed because I'm a West Coast girl, but there is a difference between Langley proper and Fort Langley.
Yes.
Okay. It's like Toronto and Mississauga, right? So I was playing Bez, and you know, Russ Rosine and his wife Sandy had said to me, the Fort Langley Jazz Festival would like to have you. And so Dave and I got in touch, and we were chatting about possibilities, but I was actually supposed to be performing in Banff in July. And then, you know, not long after that pre-release tour ended, COVID happened. And I was so thankful that I had gone on that tour, and then so thankful that Dave and I were in touch, because now here I am.
That's right.
You know, playing in this kind of new paradigm. But I get to be part of the Fort Langley Jazz Festival as a result, and I feel very honored.
Well, we are honored to have you here. Tell me about the pandemic. What have you been doing during these interesting times?
Lots of homeschooling.
Yeah.
Homeschooling for like almost 4 months, right? Mid-March through the end of June. And then, you know, we've been keeping a very close eye on you know, what is being recommended. You know, Bonnie Henry is so incredible, and she's been very, very good about protecting, you know, the citizens of British Columbia. But we have family here, and so anyway, when some of the rules around travel eased up a bit, we discussed it, and we said, you know, can we do this safely? Let's go west, and so we did, and it was sort of terrifying and freeing at once, you know, getting on that plane and traveling. It was overwhelming, but we're grateful we did it, and we did it safely. And so, you know, I'm curious to see how things continue to evolve and change in the coming months, right? Because safety first, as everyone says. So I can't say that I think our, kind of lockdown months are fully behind us. But, at the moment, we're hoping school will be in session, so we'll remain on kind of this new trajectory forward post-lockdown. But your question was what we did during the pandemic. So in short, to go back, homeschooling, began to do live stream performances. That was initially very challenging. Like no audience, just me and Ben in our living room, Josh, on his screen in his bedroom so that he wouldn't interrupt things. And it was really challenging, but now I think we've adjusted and we've learned to really appreciate whatever means by which we can connect with audiences. So the virtual space, as much as it's not the same as a show with a large live audience, there's still a real community element to it, and that's something that we've grown to appreciate and love.
And you hear the love through the music, and we're celebrating the joy of jazz. Tell me how you find the joy in your music and spread it to the rest of the world.
Well, I would say that music in and of itself is definitely a great source of joy. In fact, I would say that in some ways that was like the anchor in the storm, while this whole pandemic was really at its peak. Music was what really kind of kept us together and kept us focused. We even had Josh join us for some performances. He plays a little bit. And and I also have seen how music really continues to be such an incredibly important force in the world. So, and in some ways more than ever. And it's so funny because you think, well, it's not the same through a screen, but actually people are craving it, and it helps sort of break up what may be the monotony of their day. And I feel very privileged that this is what I get to do, and that, thanks to organizations like the Fort Langley Jazz Festival, who are kind of quick on their feet and adjusting, but continuing to present acts, I get to continue to thrive in what I do, and which is really, in many ways, my most joyful place.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Joy.
Yeah,
exactly.
Joy.
Send us a message to all of our viewers who are going to enjoy your performance and just be in awe of your beautifulness.
Well, of course, I want to say thank you because, again, we love to make music with one another as a band, but there's a whole other element and, in a way, impetus when we know that we get to share what we do and share the music with listeners and viewers. So a big, hearty thank you. Yeah.
Okay, well, we cannot wait to hear you and enjoy your performance again. Thank you to the Fort Langley Jazz and Arts Festival for bringing the most amazing artists to this stage right to your screen. So we are going to continue with Laila Biali.